Good evening and welcome to Elementary, Monday evenings at 6. So today my guest will speak to you about, I have like a great guest today. It's all about design and staging and all the stuff that you would be considering if you were to consider selling your home. And design. You can do design even if you're not considering selling your home and you just want. But my guest is going to ask me to join. There's an icon at the bottom that says, hey, view request.
Oh, good.
So
How are
wherever you're
you?
watching, hi, how are you? I'm good. I'm good. So the last few weeks we've been having some lag on Instagram, and if someone's hearing some lag, please let us know so we can, count to three before we answer each other. Anyhow,
No, I think we
were
can get
you
started. I think
expecting
people are
someone else
just
to
joining.
join? Oh, perfect. Yeah, no, someone else has asked me to join, and we won't be joining with you. It's just Santique Designs and me today. And if you want to get in touch and you want to be on the show, DM me and we can talk
Absolutely,
further.
absolutely. So first of
So
all, thank you so
introduce
much for
yourself and your
having
Instagram
us.
handle.
I'll just take 2 minutes to quickly introduce myself. My name is Sandeep. I'm the founder of Santique Design. And if you follow us, you'll notice that we love anything related to decor. And we love to create spaces that, make you feel at home and provide you a feeling of calm and zen. So really excited to be here today and have a chat with you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So just tell our viewers what your
Sure. We
Instagram handle
are
is so that if they are not following you, they can go there and follow you.
san.tique. So that's Santique. And then when you click on there, you'll see Santique Design show up as well.
Perfect.
Sure.
So tell us a little bit how long you've been
Absolutely.
in business,
So Santique
which
came to
areas
life
you
just about
cover,
4 years
and
ago.
yeah.
I actually started in a very unconventional way. I was listing my own property and the realtor, spoke to us about staging. And it sounded so fun because I am one of those those decor geeks that you get. And so I jumped at the opportunity to stage it myself. And really the rest is just history. We took a leap of faith and trusted our design instincts and started our own design page. We cover all of GTA and surrounding areas. We've gone as far as Grimsby, Whitby, Orangeville. So we pretty much cover a lot. Yeah, it seems like
Perfect. So there's a bit of a lag. So thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, so just count to three before
We'll just keep figuring it out.
answer, and then maybe I'll count. I don't know. We'll see if that works. Thank you, Maple, for bringing that
So
to
we
our
do
attention.
cover most of GTA
All right. So which
and
areas do you
surrounding
cover, did you say?
areas. So we've gone as far as Grimsby, Whitby, Oshawa. So, quite a large area, but we do have the regular Oakville, Burlington, Milton, Brampton, and Mississauga as well.
So,
I
what
think
inspired you
because
to
of the
start
lag, you may
Santique
not
Design?
have captured my initial thoughts, but we are a bit of nerds for anything design and decor. And so when we had the opportunity to stage our own investment property, it felt like a fun project. And after that, it just turned out to be something that we really enjoyed, and the rest is history, really. And so we do offer a full suite of staging services. listings, which include vacant as well as occupied stages, model homes, corporate staging, and interior design as well. So really, we hope to be a one-stop shop for getting your property ready and helping you from decluttering right down to the design piece. Yeah, we work with a couple of movers and other vendors that help us through that process. So maybe when we go into the consultation piece, I can explain a little bit more about that as well.
All right. All right. So then let's just talk about,
Absolutely.
the consultation.
Absolutely.
And obviously, do you offer a consultation?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do offer a consultation at a no cost. And just so you know, and just so those that have joined are aware as well, that we do offer them in person as well as online virtual consults as well, because some prefer that. So what happens really is at that time, we go through a list of we go to the front of the home, right to the backyard, and we go through an entire full house tour. And room by room, we go through everything in terms of what needs to be decluttered, what needs to be depersonalized, if there's furnitures that are being removed, and everything else that goes with ensuring that the house is absolutely ready for staging.
I see.
So we do have clients that sometimes are in a rush to get the house on the market. So as quickly as a week in some instances, and then some that engage us much earlier in the process. So if there is some reno work that is happening, they may engage us to help out with color selections, or if they're picking out flooring, they may engage us at that point, and we will give them our advice on it as well. And so I would generally say a 10-day lead time would be ideal, because it just gives us enough time to be able to plan our resources accordingly as well.
I see. So so what's so maybe just let me ask, your process for helping a homeowner.
So when we visit a home for consultation, what we do is we go right from the front door, literally to the backyard and everything in between, right? We assess the home and we put together a very customized plan to make sure that we are maximizing and elevating the home's potential by capitalizing the home's best features, right? And then there's areas of improvement that need to be addressed. And that's where we kind of jump in to say, let's just say, give you a simple example of sometimes you have window coverings or curtains that are darker. How do we ensure that they're taking those away, and we, replace it with something that's a little bit more lighter and allows more light to come in. So simple things like that. We do also, make recommendations around updating light fixtures, for instance. Something really simple as that can really help elevate the home, right? And so sometimes there are homes that are a little bit older and need a little bit of reno work. So it could be something as simple as just touching up the paint, to ripping up an entire kitchen. It really just depends on the budget and the agreement between the realtor and the client as well, because sometimes they do want to do major reno work. Other times it's more around, just doing simple fixes. So as we walk through the home and we do that, we kind of provide a room by room a full plan around what needs to be done prior to the staging. So to just give you an example, let's just say if you have a smaller room that is being used as a prayer room, or say it's being used as a work from home space, as a stager, when we go in, we want to make sure that we're capitalizing the home as a property that's being sold to a potential buyer who may be looking for a 3 or a 4-bedroom home. And so we would recommend that, everything is depersonalized, as well as we would ask that we bring in, let's say, a bed to ensure that in addition to the work from home space, there is a bed there so that we can ensure that it's seen as a 3 or 4-bedroom home, for example. So once we do that, we obviously have a whole list of things that the client gets. And again, we could do this in partnership with the realtor, or other times, the realtors that we work with on a repeat basis will have us handle the clients directly. And so we go in and we provide a whole list of action items for the clients to do. And once that's done, we work towards a timeline to ensure that everything is in place before we come in for the staging. We love them too.
Mapleful Rental says, "We love you, Sandeep." So I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We leverage their
where your product
furniture
comes
very
from.
regularly.
Perfect. That's what we're here for, to support each other. What do you think, in your opinion, is the most important aspect
there's many
of
things
home staging?
that we can discuss in terms of what makes the home sell, or what's the important part. One thing I think we just need to clarify and just get right off the bat is that homes are going to sell. Like, you're a realtor, properties are really selling quickly, in some cases a bit slower, but they are selling. But our goal as a stager is to ensure that we're maximizing and getting the full benefit of the property, right? We're not leaving any dollars on the table, and that you're getting the best dollars for the home. For me personally, there's different points of views around whether or not we should stage or not stage. But one of the things that I feel is really, really important is decluttering and ensuring that the house is absolutely clean. Because I think we all know that when a home is not in the best condition in terms of cleanliness, it does turn people away. So, if you are even comparing homes from one to the other, if they're not deep cleaned, if they're not, touched up and refreshed, it really does end up putting clients away. So if you're going to build that emotional connection, if you want to make sure that you are getting the best in terms of who's coming to see your property and the most offers, then I would say definitely do the deep clean and make sure that it's absolutely fresh for your potential buyers.
So if anyone has any questions, feel free to drop it in either the question icon or the comments below. I'm paying attention. The Found Knife says, "You're an amazing mentor, the best." And she also says that you make sure you give it your 100%, gives it her all, 100%, 100%. So that's good to know. For me, as a realtor, definitely staging is a very important part of what I do.
Absolutely.
But more importantly, I have a brand, and my brand has to appear in a certain manner, right? It has to have all of those elements of cleanliness, and I say to clients all the time, you can have the most dated house. We'll stage it, we'll make it look as, really good. But the one thing you can't take away is if it's not clean. It has to be spotless, right? And that makes a big difference in that, by doing just those basic things. And decluttering is really important too, right? So when you mentioned decluttering, and I'm just going to ask you this. I know you mentioned that you take care of, depending on the, obviously, what you're doing and who's spending what, you can take care of some of the decluttering. But that doesn't mean you're helping with like an older person who may need help. Do you have like an organizer or someone like
Yeah,
to that
so that's
effect
a great question,
on
and we
your
get
team
asked
or someone
this
you can
all the
recommend?
time. So the entire process of selling a home has become so stressful, right? And whether it's your first time selling a home or you've done it a couple of times, I think the market's really dictating what's happening and causing us to ensure that we're absolutely ready to make that sale. So when that happens, when we do get a client come in, a lot of the times they're so overwhelmed with everything that needs to be done. And one of the things with staging is that if you really want the true potential of the staging to happen, you need to ensure that you do part of the process, which is decluttering as well. So what we do recommend is, just as we make recommendations for paint touch-ups or refinishing, we do ask decluttering happen. So we don't personally, within the company, we don't have a decluttering team as yet, but it's definitely something we could potentially look at. However, we have a number of resources that we work with on a very regular basis that help our homeowners declutter, put things together. And in some cases, they would even move it to the basement, the garage, and some clients even have their own storage facilities. So they would even move it to the storage facilities as well. These are our very trusted and reliable partners as well. So, we definitely do recommend them. And again, like you said, the decluttering part is super important as well, just to make sure that the staging does actually play a role in getting this home ready for the sale.
Perfect. What do you think is the most like maybe benefits of home staging? So if you have a client a seller sitting on the fence about it,
So
what can you
I
tell
think
them
this is a two-part question,
about
really,
the benefits of home
because
staging?
there's parts of it where if your home is in a pretty good condition in terms of if you've renovated it and if kept up with the trends in our painting, or making sure that you are updating it as you go, then I think a matter of just staging it and ensuring that you're bringing in fresh furniture that complements the home as well, because it's not just about bringing in fresh furniture or newer furniture. It has to complement the home as well, right? So that's one part of it. But then the other part I would say is that goes hand in hand is ensuring that it's actually something that is appealing to the client. So for instance, I'll give you an example. We had a project in Mississauga where there was an older home, and it was listed, and the client had received offers that they were not really happy with, and so they decided to take it off the market. A few months later, they listed with a different realtor, and that realtor is one of our repeat and regular clients. And so he had brought us into the conversation early on. So, we kind of helped them identify where the home would benefit from in terms of renos. For instance, they did paint the home, but, they refaced the kitchen, cabinets, they updated the washrooms, and we helped them with, what could the fixtures look like, or what's the later trends that are in play right now that would help kind of sell the home at a higher value. And so, when we staged that home and listed that property, of course, the renos did help, but the staging played its own role, and the property sold for a lot more. So I would say, if the home, in an ideal scenario, if the whole home is well kept, then for sure staging helps to kind of elevate the home in a way that it showcases the true assets of the home. But if you're open to renovations, painting, that all really helps as well.
So my next question was going to be,
There you go.
give us an example about how you helped a seller So I was going to ask you that, but since you've already answered that, I'm not going to be painful and take you through and make you tell me another story. So about that. So, but the
Mhm.
one thing I want to say is, homes, the market's been
Absolutely.
fluctuating quite a
Yeah.
bit, and homes are staying on the market a bit longer.
So we
And
do
how is that
so one
affecting your
thing we do
business?
upfront is whether it's the client and we have a variety of clients, some that we have realtors that we work with that are taking care of the cost of staging for their clients, that is part of their agreement, and in other cases we have clients
Mm-hmm.
that are paying for the staging upfront. Um, and the realtors are not involved in either scenario. We do have a contract that we share with the realtor or the client that's selling their home, and we provide them with a breakdown of what the cost of the services would be, as well as what any extension would look like. Mapleful just called me out, so I'm just going to say, they do have some really flexible options in terms of weekly extensions as well that they offer. So depending on where the house is,
Mm-hmm.
how big it is, whereabouts the market, what the market is calling for in that particular area, we then decide to, we kind of price it based on that, and then we let the clients know upfront what the extension would look like. So believe it or not, yes, they are staying on the market longer, but in some cases, recently in the past few weeks, we're seeing things moving pretty quickly. For sure, condos are taking a bit longer because it's very typical. There's multiple condos within some buildings that are on sale, which makes them stay on the market
Mm-hmm.
for a bit longer. But we just make sure that we disclose the information and the pricing upfront with the client so that there's no surprises later.
Yeah, awesome. So we got two questions, and so before I go any further, I'll ask these
Mhm.
questions. So one,
Yeah, so we
someone's
basically
asking,
take
what's your
pictures
creative
of the
process?
entire home when we visit it. And then once that comes into play, and if there's any reno again happening, we take that into consideration and we create mood boards based on what the home and the rooms look like. And we select the furniture accordingly. So I'll give you an example. We had a vintage home that we had recently staged downtown Toronto. So this was one of these historic homes that we had done, one which was very different in its own way and unique. And so, the furniture had to make sure we had to make sure the furniture is complementing the home itself. So you can't exactly put a modern
Mm-hmm.
sofa or have like accent chairs that are very modern and that sort of a home. And so we wanted to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that it's very complementary of the home. And that's where the sourcing process comes into play, where you select very particular furniture based on the home as well.
Good. And second question, how can one invest in Santique? It seems like a
That's super
business. It's a
kind.
business that's about to blow
Definitely, I
up.
would say give me
That's
a call
amazing.
and let's chat.
Perfect. Since
Ah,
we're
the
talking
the
design,
$1 million
what trends have you
question.
been noticing this
So
year?
I have been noticing a lot of clients are being a lot more mindful of environmental friendly options. And for the right reasons as well, right? Making those sustainable design choices. Whether it means you're refurbishing pieces, a lot of DIY design is coming into play as well. And you'll notice if you're on Instagram, there's a lot of people coming up with these really cool videos of redoing their furniture or buying furniture on the thrift store, even picking it up at the curbside and redoing it. So I think that's really neat to see. So for sure, I would say sustainable design choices is definitely one that is on the radar. We're definitely seeing a lot more of a variety in terms of muted color palettes as well, with pops of color. So, we've seen the typical grays, the variations of whites being used, but in this year's trends, we're starting to see a lot more muted palettes with pops of colors in terms of plums and mustards, and of course spring is around the corner as well. So we're seeing a lot more colors as well.
Perfect. Yeah, it's definitely always interesting to see, what's trending for the year. And I mean, not that trends are, sometimes you like the pops of color are nice because you can
Absolutely.
keep
And I think
your
it's all,
existing and
I feel
just
like
change it up a
design is
bit,
a lot
right?
about who you are as a
Yeah.
person as well, and what you like, right? I mean, you can make your space and elevate your space based on your personal choices. And so, whether it's just going with warmer wood tones or earthy colors, switching it up from time to time, that all really helps and plays a role in, the design process. So I think it's a very personal thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I say to
Absolutely.
people, if you're going to live in your house, live in a house you love. But sometimes when you want to sell
Change
your
it.
house, we got to sell your house to someone
And I
else who's
think,
going to love it. So we might have to change it. So
absolutely. And
don't
I
get
think the part
disappointed
that's really
if we
important
suggest.
for sellers is that the minute you make that decision to sell your home, you have to kind of depersonalize and then know that that's no longer your home because you've made that decision, right? And sometimes we struggle to tell, the little kids that have all these unicorns on their walls and butterflies that we need to paint and we need to take these off. But at the end of the day, when we go in and look at the home from a potential perspective and what a potential buyer would be looking at it from that lens, then it really does help. So sellers, definitely depersonalization is such an important part of staging as well.
Yeah. So we're coming to the end of our show, but I wanted to make sure that I've asked everything I need to. Is there something you'd like to share with us? Anything that I may have missed?
I think you captured
Asking,
it all. I
or
just wanted
did I
to say
capture it
really quickly,
all?
like we do take do take our brand really seriously. We want to be known for a one-stop shop. So if it's anything related to decor, whether it's a vacant staging or an occupied, give us a call and let's chat. And I look forward to connecting with some of you at a later time.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
where can
So if you
people
haven't
find
already
you? Let's tell them again.
found us on our Instagram handle, it's san.tique Santique, and we are located within the GTA area. We service the GTA area and surrounding areas as well. And our number and email address is on our Instagram page as well. So you can message us, email us, and we'd be happy to help you out. Thank you for
And I
having
want
me.
to
I
thank
really
you
appreciate
for spending some time with me this evening. Yes, absolutely. Awesome. Thank you for taking the time. And for all of our viewers that spend Mondays with me, thank you so much. I so appreciate you joining the show. If there's something that you feel you'd like me to unpack a bit further, interview someone that's of interest to you, DM me and let me know, and I'm happy to take on that challenge as well. And for some of you who are watching and who don't know me, my name is Jacqueline Watson. I'm a realtor with Sutton Group Tower in Toronto, and I service the GTA. And let me tell you, I go far. Yeah. So, you want to sell your house? Give me a call. You want to
Awesome.
stage your house? give me a call so I can give
Awesome.
Sandeep a call.
Thank you so
But
much for
either
having
way,
me.
you
Thank
can give
you.
Sandeep a
Bye.
call. Thank you so much for watching and thank you for your time. Take care. Bye bye.